Hello guys, so I'm back with the other video, and today I'm going to talk about MongoDB. And MongoDB is one of the most powerful, the most widely used industry-wide DB, and it has been used for enhancing the performance of many financial applications, many streaming applications, and many e-commerce applications, and drive out great revenues for the companies. I mean, from the traditional to the from the monolithic to the microservice-based migrations, all have been possible due to this kind of um, powerful MongoDBs, powerful NoSQL DBs, and one of them is MongoDB, and this really puts the companies into a position of great strength, driving absolutely great revenues. I speak from experience because overall, in my several years of experience as technical architect, I have driven greater revenues in multiple domains, and I exactly know what needs to be done for driving results. And industry-wide as well, people have been using MongoDB to really scale up their applications and go for really impactful client experiences. So let's jump straight to MongoDB. The architecture of MongoDB, basically it's powerful flat file based storage um, architecture, and you have something called as uh, document based storage. So here basically from the traditional databases which we would have seen in relational databases and tables, etc., you have something called as collections and documents. So documents can have multiple collections, and the collections are equivalent or analogous to the tables which are there in relational DBs. And basically the collections or the tables which you call in NoSQL, they are stored as key value pairs. So key against a value, um, or a value against a key. So you can retrieve the different collections based on the key which you specify or auto generated. So that's one of the significant, let's say, a migration or a move to from traditional to flat file or NoSQL databases. And the several advantages which it occurs, which it helps developers to achieve, is that there needs to be no predefined schema, and the data can grow over time, and there is no limit over data. And how does that significant step is achieved? Right, is achieved through something called as distributed architecture, and MongoDB is no different. MongoDB is a cluster of nodes, basically, um, where the data is basically replicated across multiple nodes through something called as replica sets, which the user has the control over. So your data which you store in the collections, they can be replicated across multiple nodes. So it could be present in node 1, node 2, node 3, node 4. uh, that gives the benefit to have something called as a fault tolerance and rest tolerance. When you have data which is not available through one of the live nodes, it can go to the other live node and fetch it. And also there's the concept of storing multiple data, since it's not just one server or one node where you will be storing the data. There are multiple nodes, and that enhances the capacity of the amount of data which can be stored in MongoDB, and distributed across the architecture. So how is that achieved? The collections could grow over time. It does not need to have a structure. So there is intuitive mapping between the object-oriented programming, which the developers usually opt for in in all the companies and across all the languages which are used in the industries. So what happens is there is intuitive mapping, and the object-oriented structure gets converted directly into your schema in collections under the documents in MongoDB. And you have something called as a concept of sharding. Shards are basically segments of collection, and those collection segments are stored across multiple nodes in the cluster, determined by the key. Basically you have something called as Mongos, which are routers to the shard, or to the content, or to the segment of the data which you want to retrieve at that point of time. So based on the key you are passing to the Mongo routers, and that happens through the cluster automatically, so user does not need to do that. The data gets retrieved from let's say primary, secondary, tertiary nodes, wherever it is stored. And this really hammers in the advantage of Mongo, because now you have a distributed storage for a single table, and really the pickup can happen from any place. Furthermore, you have the concept of geospatial indexes, text indexes, single file indexes, which really enhances the key value retrieval of the data, as well as the efficiency. Basically it improves because you have so many indexes, and it can really be used for aggregations, it can be used for projections, it can be used for uh, you know uh, just key value retrievals. And the query engine as well is uh, is really huge in MongoDB, and it can handle complex operations across across your development lifecycle. And there are concepts of compression of data based on the engine which is used. I think it's Wired Table, which is used primarily as the storage engine in Mongo, and that really offers the power of compression of data. So that is how the whole millions and 100 millions of data, and so many billions of data get stored in Mongo, and you have the streaming coming in, you have the lots of user information coming in, and all the varied you can just name the examples you can think of, ever-growing data that can really be handled, used for analytics, used for big data, used for front-end developments, used for back-end developments, anywhere. So that's really the power of Mongo. um, as well as you have really the SQL hierarchy which you have in I mean, you really use SQLs, but the one which the Mongo queries which you use really helps you to utilize the power of geospatial indexes, so that the data retrieval and the content retrieval from the various shards which are stored across the nodes is heavily optimized. So compared to the traditional databases, the delivery of data is really in 1/10 or 1/20th of the time required, since you also don't have any joins or relations between your traditional columns. um, and that is how you really hammer in the advantage of MongoDB. So this is what I wanted to talk to you about in today's video, about MongoDB as an introduction. And I really want you to try out the power of MongoDB. It could be used with any language. You can go for Kotlin, Scala, or you can go for Java, Spring Boots, any languages, and Mun stack, Mean stack, and really see the power of Mongo for yourself. So thank you for listening to me, and I will see you in the next video.